Hi, beauties. Welcome back to the monthly movement cue. My name is Nadia. For those of you who stumbled upon this video and don't know me, I'm Nadia. I'm a health and sensuality coach and also the founder of a dance class called Embody, and you can find more information on both of those things at thepleasureplate.com and embodydanceclass.com. And so these monthly movement cues I created because a while back I created an embodiment starter kit, because so much of my work, both with my one-on-one coaching and in the Embody classes, are all about getting women out of their heads and into their bodies. And so I created a compilation of different videos and playlists, and that is the Embody Starter Kit, as a great way to just start you off with very, very simple moving meditations that you can do in 5 minutes in the morning. And so if you are interested in that and haven't gotten that yet, you can head over to embodydanceclass.com and you just plug in your email. It's totally free and we send it your way. If you've been doing them for a while, you'll see that your body might want to be craving more novelty and some different movements. And so that's what these monthly movement cues are about. They're about adding on to your already established practice. And that way, the more different moving meditations you have, the more you're able to create your own customized ritual in the morning or in the evenings, if that's something you do in the evenings. So this month we are all about the solar plexus chakra, the third chakra. That's located right about here. Ironically, and totally by accident, I happen to be wearing a shirt from my pole dancing training that they gave us for free that says, "I am an expert." And I think it's really funny considering we are talking about the solar plexus chakra, which is really all about identity and ego. And by no means am I an expert. I think we are all constant students of life and everything else that we are teaching. So funny though, I just like the way that it's a good black tank, which is why I like to wear it. So third chakra, yeah, all about identity, how you present yourself in the world. Tightness here, which a lot of us tend to have, can be connected to, our perception of ourselves, or maybe we're really concerned about other people's perceptions of us. And so today's movement is a breathwork exercise that I learned from Kundalini Yoga. And Kundalini Yoga is just incredibly powerful when it comes to their breathwork. I'm not a constant practitioner of that type of yoga, but I do really enjoy every so often going to one of those classes. And so today I wanted to show you something that I learned from them that I think is incredibly valuable in opening up that energy point of your third chakra. And for those of you who might be listening and don't really know much about the chakra system, essentially it's just this belief that it comes from Eastern medicine, this belief that we have different energy points in our bodies and they're connected to different emotions. And so this is sort of where our energetic body and our emotional body and our physical body all sort of come together. And so if you can address what feels like a tightness, so sometimes, we'll get like nauseous. I know that for me, my solar plexus is a really challenging energy point. And so I used to get my stomach was such a place that I got a lot of digestive issues, a lot of acid in my stomach. And I think that was because growing up, I had a lot of stuff around my identity that I hadn't resolved, and I continued to resolve. So if that's something, if you tend to get a lot of tightness or nausea or acidity or reflux or anything like that in your stomach, or you have suffered from ulcers before or have them now, this is a great focus to really focus your energy on unblocking whatever is going on over here emotionally, energetically, and of course physically as well from a nutritional standpoint. But today we're going to do this breathwork exercise, and it's called ego eradication. I remember the first time I did it. In fact, the first time I did it was the day that I met my current life partner. So my current and hopefully only life partner. So may or may not have been connected to ego eradication, just saying. It was really a powerful move. And something I still, like when I do it now, within 30 seconds, I'm like bawling my eyes out. So do know that we are very much attached to our identities, and a lot of emotions may come up from this. It's something about the way in which it circulates the breath and the energy that I find is incredibly, incredibly powerful. One thing I will say is if you are menstruating, this is not something to do while you're on your bleed, but otherwise you're totally cool to do it. I find this is one of those where you get uncomfortable very quickly, at least I do, and so I invite you to stretch yourself, but definitely I don't want you to snap. I don't want it to go too far. So if at any point you need to pull back, then just honor your body and do that, but also know that there's no way to really shift the energy unless you're able to breathe into that space of uncomfort. And you'll see what I mean, because probably when I'm demonstrating it, I'll get uncomfortable as well. So I'm gonna make my way back to the mat so you guys can see what it is that I'm doing, and we'll do it all together, all right? Okay. So here we are. You can actually do this in two different ways when it comes to your legs. So you can either just go into a cross-legged sit like this, or some people they prefer to just sit on their heels. Again, if this is a bit uncomfortable, you may want to go down cross-legged. For some people, cross-legged is more uncomfortable. Just go with the flow and see what happens. Try it out one way or the other. If this is hard for you, always remember you can put a pillow or a rolled up blanket behind you. And essentially what you're going to do here, what I like about this position is I find that it lengthens my spine a lot more, and this is really important in this move. So there is a few different ways that you can do this. The sort of full combo Kundalini version of ego eradication has your arms up in the air like this, and your fingers are sort of scrunched up. So I don't know if you can see, but they're scrunched up like this, and your thumbs are out. You want to make sure when you bring your arms up that your shoulders are rolled back, so your shoulder blades are really sort of sitting on your the lower back. They feel really comfortable. You want to make sure you're not arching too much or opening up your heart too much. Just try to lengthen through your spine. So sometimes that means tucking in your, I'm going to show you on the side too because this might be helpful. So instead of being like this, right, you want to make sure you tuck and shoulder blades are rolled down and this comes in. You see the difference here versus like that? Now this can be really challenging for anyone like me who is really tight around here. So for me it's a combo of a computer and doing a lot of pole dancing, which then has my muscles tighter here because I use a lot of them. I also happen to have very wide shoulders. So if that happens, just be aware not to go like this, right? So I have a tendency as well to hunch up a lot because that's where my tension is. So just make sure that you're reaching your energy out, your shoulder blades are tucked, your pelvis is tucked, your fingers are tucked, your thumbs are reaching up. So for some of us it's going to look more like this, for some of us it's going to look more like this, and that's fine because you don't want to sacrifice hunching, you know, going up here and hunching. Instead you want to be low, even if that means you're reaching out a little bit further. And then what you're going to do is essentially focus on that point right here, which is right where your rib cage meets, right? So each side of your ribs meets. That place where we can feel a lot of tightness sometimes that comes up. And what you're going to do is essentially exhale from that place. So it's like it's nearly like someone's like lightly punching you right here. That sounds really painful, but it's not supposed to be painful by any means. But it's just this feeling of like you are pulling in right here. Again, maybe the profile will help you a little here. So you're pulling in from the front of your body to the back of your body. You're not actually moving your body here, but it's just the breath that's pulling in. So as you exhale, there's a contraction between this point and this point. So I don't know if you see that. And what you want to make sure you do is the inhale just naturally happens as a result. So you exhale, inhale happens naturally. They both should be about the same length, but it's really the focus is on contracting on the exhale, and then the inhale happens. And then as you get better and better, this is very challenging breath work. As you get better and better, it starts to flow more and more and more. And so at the end, it's going to look like this. So your hands are up in the air, and you're seated in whatever position you've chosen. You're making sure everything, your arms are long, your spine is long, your pelvis is tucked, and then you're just going to start by you just keep that going anywhere from 1 minute to 3 minutes. Depending on, if it's your first time doing it, obviously try it out more for like 1 minute. And if you've been doing it for a while, you'll notice the more you get into it, that rhythm is just going to get you into a trance. And so the inhale and the exhale are going to be equivalent. They're going to start to line up at the same length, and you're going to start to feel an opening here. As you get to the end of that you're doing, again with straighter arms than I just showed you, you want to then, when you're feeling like, okay, I'm ready to be done, deep inhale, deep exhale. So you're doing that a few times with your arms open. So you're just stabilizing your breath, lengthening it out, melting it out. And this is it. This is the whole breath work. If this is really, really challenging for you, you can start with your arms down on your knees or your thighs and just try it out that way. It's a slightly different exercise there. That's just breath of fire, which is what this breath work is. But if you want to add the ego eradication, which is really primarily about opening up this space here, you want to add the arms into that. Super powerful, incredibly cleansing. I mean, the stuff that comes out, I'm like usually want to punch someone within 30 seconds of doing this. That's good. It means there's stuff that needs to come out. So try it out. Let me know how it goes, either in the comments below or on our Facebook group, which is Embody Tribe. You can find us over there with more movement videos and playlists. And we're just hanging out, working on, just creating more tools to get you out of your head and into your body. Again, my name is Nadia. It was a pleasure to have these 10 or so minutes with you today, and I hope that you have a great time trying this out and cleansing the ego. All right, have a lovely day. Bye.